Chasten
your son while there is hope. It says Proverbs 19:18. Chasten here means to correct by punishment or suffering. So when I read this, I think about correcting or putting someone on the correct path through suffering as the tool to teach the path or to show the path. When I think of the famous Princess Bride quote, "Life is pain, highness. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something." What it really says to me is that there is suffering in life as a whole, and that's normal. And we have gotten to a place in our society and in our culture where we want to abolish suffering. We want to get rid of it rather than look at it and see it for what its purpose is or understand it or make use of it. We just want to get rid of it. Everyone suffers in life, no matter how big or small, no matter how smart or dumb, no matter how rich or poor. Everyone suffers. In our society and in our culture, we are constantly surrounded by ways to make life more comfortable and easy. Entertainment is one of the largest industries in the US, and America is the world's largest media and entertainment supplier, accounting for about 1/3 of the world's entertainment industry. That is so massive. It's constant. Video games, movies, television shows, reading books. It is constant and endless. Television, social media, videos. It's so constant. I remember when there was no internet. I remember when there was dial-up and you would click on something on your computer and you might wait 45 minutes or over an hour or more for that to load. And it was very frustrating and painstaking when someone would pick up the phone and interrupt that tone because you had to start all over again waiting for it to load. And you could be waiting for a long time. And even now, that even at that time, that was a crazy powerful tool to access internet from information from around the world and to be able to have access to it. But now that access is constant and it's everywhere and it's faster and it's in your pocket and it goes everywhere with you and you are never separated from it. I have people ask me, do your kids have cell phones? Is it normal? This is just a normal question that's expected that we get, as if access to that is also normal. And it should be normal and immediate, and that's the way that it's treated and assumed. And if it's not, we pitch a fit, and our kids throw a tantrum and they don't fit in. But so and so has a cell phone, and it's everywhere. Something that used to be so painstaking and arduous to have to go look things up and find research and information is now so convenient and commoditized and in your pocket, and it's everywhere with you. We call the service provider, the internet service provider, "What's going on with my internet?" And we'll say, they'll start to explain it. "Well, sir, we have problems like this," and blah 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 blah. And we go, "Inconceivable! No, I'm just gonna have to find myself a new provider. That's all." Don't say that, Vincini. We're at the drop of a hat, ready to drop the provider. Internet is amazing. The information is amazing. We can have groceries delivered to our front door. We can stop and get food anywhere. We can get fuel almost anywhere. We shop for chairs that are more comfortable than what our ancestors made with their hands, and they would only have chairs if they knew how to make their own chairs. Do you even realize that the ability to shop for something is so profoundly special in all of human history? It was fend for yourself, eat what you grow, eat what you hunt, and life was constant survival. And yet we live in such a time where you can just walk into a place, hand over a piece of paper or swipe a card and go home with a cart full of whatever you needed off the shelves. And life has the potential, though, to go back to that survival mode. And in many ways, it's still that even now for many. And in many ways that we take for granted, it's still that, but we don't want to check into that mindset. Everyone wants a program to save them from doing drugs, or they want housing programs that'll save them from a failed marriage and relationship. They want a loan to help keep their business from going under. We want all kinds of things to fix the problems for us that we have for ourselves. So we invent all these unique ways of making life more comfortable and easier to do this if I can do that. Every problem that we face, there's someone who has trying to sell something helpful to give us a way of escaping it. So he's right. Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. I can't play video games because my dad is mean to me and he won't let me. Boo-hoo. I had to eat an egg off the ground because my dad said I couldn't waste it. Boo-hoo. Or my dad made us wash dishes outside in a rubber bin because the sink was clogged and he wouldn't fix it. Yeah, we all suffer. And if fathers don't embrace the suffering of our kids will not learn that valuable lesson. Chasten your son while there is hope. Proverbs 19:18. Proverbs 17:10 says, rebuke is more effective for a wise man than 100 blows on a fool. Because if we are not taught to suffer and to find meaning in the suffering, to learn to discipline oneself, then we don't grow. We become people who expect at every turn for whatever we're suffering through to just be taken away from us. For example, do you want to learn how to control your anger? Learn to suffer. Controlling anger is really about understanding why you are so ticked off, why it hits such a deep nerve. Well, if you can't stand to have that nerve hit and you react and lash out in ways, guess what you're not doing? Searching for the meaning, searching for the answer. You're just reacting. So you've got to learn. You've got to learn to suffer. And unless you learn to suffer, you won't control your anger. So the next time something makes you angry, challenge yourself. Can I suffer through this and grapple with the meaning of this moment? What is this moment really? What's happening inside of me really? If you want to control your mouth, learn to suffer. Somebody says something to you and you want to get them back or you want to say something back. Can you hold on to that? Oh, it burns. It sits inside of you and it burns and it hurts to hold it inside. Yep. Yes, it does. And if you've suffered before, you know it's not going to kill you to keep your mouth shut. If you want to control your finances in life and you don't want to be spending money or losing money at every turn, oh, we've got a subscription for this and this thing over here helps us. And if we do that, it's over here. I can't tell you how many things I've seen where people have subscriptions that they've signed up for that they don't even remember signing up for because they did it at this one time because it was really convenient and they really needed it, but it continued to take money out of their account month after month and they weren't aware. And they're just bleeding money. They're literally just bleeding money out of their home. You want to learn to control your finances in life? Learn to suffer. Say to yourself, I don't really need that right now. I can do without that. That's not a need, that's a want, and I can control that. Do I need the fizzy waters? Do I need the this or that? They're fun. Sure, we want them. But if you don't know how to suffer and tell yourself no, your finances are going to be wrecked. Do you want to control your body? Do you want to control whether you have strength, physical strength or not? Do you want to control whether you're obese and fat and out of breath when you walk up a small flight of stairs or not? You're going to have to learn to suffer. And yes, if you're spending time sitting on a couch playing video games instead of going out and being active, you are going to have the body of a person who cannot go up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing, who can't do a push-up without huffing and puffing. So every time you choose to be comfortable, to sit in those chairs, to play those video games, to numb your mind, realize what you're trading out. Go suffer instead, intentionally. If you want to control your marriage one day, if you want to be able to say, hey, I have a good marriage, I have a relationship with a wife and children, and it is good, then you must learn to suffer. Because one day they're going to be happy with you. And then the next day they're not. They're going to be mad at you, or they're going to be sad, or they're going to be disappointed because you said no about this one thing, or you're going to have to lead and it's going to have a sacrifice or a cost about something. And unless you learn to suffer, You won't be able to have any control in those scenarios. You'll be tossed around by what you think you need because you can't imagine enduring life without X, whatever that thing is. Get away from the lure of comfort. Learn to spot the red flag in your life of when you start to desire the easy path. Choose challenge instead. Choose discomfort. Choose to deny self and suffer on purpose. Matthew 16:24, Jesus says, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." So we have this tug of war between what we desire. We desire to save our life. This is the things that we want. I need this to be comfortable. I can't imagine driving a car that's not this or that. I can't imagine living in a house that, well, you're going to have to start imagining it. In fact, you're going to have to start learning to deny yourself. Take up your cross and follow Jesus. Because he follows up and says, what profit is it to a man if he gains the world? You get all the things that make you comfortable, but he loses his own soul. Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? What happens if you live a life where you pursue not suffering and you've gained all the comforts, and then at the end you would rather save your soul when it comes down to the end of it, but you can't exchange any of those things for your soul? Verse 27, the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and he will reward each according to his works. When you engage this week and you journal, write about your suffering, write about your challenges, write about what hurts, and share it with the group so that they can carry that with you, and you can find courage in brotherhood, and you can find help when things in life are hard, because it is guaranteed in life that you will suffer. The question is whether you will be strong enough to endure it, and if in enduring it you can find purpose and meaning.